What's up out there, everybody? Sorry, it's been quite a while since I've made a video showing any kind of detail about what's going on here. So, thought I'd just make a quick video here and show an update, and then also a little project I'm working on here for today. You guys probably remember this corner used to be this old Craftsman toolbox and stuff, and Craftsman table, and it was a real mess. So gotten all that cleaned up, got a new coat of paint on the walls here because we had a real messy finish on the walls, and well, it looked something about like these walls over here that haven't been painted yet, so we'll get those painted. But anyway, I just wanted to show some of this stuff. These are some new toolboxes that I kind of have customized. They're just some black and those black whatever cheap stuff, Husky brand, that are sold at Home Depot. And these guys down here, I bought them off eBay for $75 a piece. And Greg Porter probably recognizes them, possibly. They're actually drafting cabinets, and the white pieces that are going at the bottom and the top, I built those and put the casters on them. I wanted just some nicer casters than these things came with. So anyway, I got these because there's always we have so many tools that we need to put in drawers that are very thin. We don't need very deep drawers, and when you have big thick drawers, all you end up doing is stacking stuff on top of it, and you can never get to it. And those are ball bearing. These are of course ball bearing as well. So I've gone through and gotten all my sockets and wrenches and everything laid out and organized fairly well. So the things that can go in thin drawers are there, and then in the bigger drawers we got screwdriver drawer there. These are the small air tools here that need a shallower drawer, and then down here we've got all the bigger, heavier air tools. But so same thing over here, just that's standard on that side, metric on this side. Same thing going there. And I don't know what all, this is just kind of a miscellaneous drawer with markers and measuring and rulers and stuff. Just silicone and I don't know, super glue, crap like that you need occasionally. And this hammer drawer, the mat's not staying in it because it's so heavy. But so anyway, just to look at that, what I'm working on. Oh, and by the way, so this is just some, we just threw some paint on here, some Urichem paint to give it a little bit of a custom look. And then these guys down here, you guys remember I modified this table to fit these toolboxes. So eventually everything that's fabrication related will go on this table here. And right now nothing is in these toolboxes. They're just in here to get them out of the way. But I had some leftover red paint and some silver paint, so just decided to paint those up a little bit. And I don't know, we may eventually paint the table, or we may just leave it like that. Don't know. But I just didn't want that factory look. They're cheap toolboxes for sure. I just didn't want them to look cheap. So we got this welding cart set up over here that obviously, as you can see, it's a welding cart that's meant for one welder, and it's got basically 3 welders on it. The TIG welder, which you guys have seen me use, and probably haven't shown this one, but it's just a 220 amp, a 220 volt, 175 amp welder, just a MIG welder, so you can weld some thicker stuff. And so obviously that's a big mess. There's not even enough room to fit all the cables and everything on it. So I built this one, working on this one. It's kind of a work in progress to get everything mounted on it, and have some cable management to it as well. And then so it'll hold two welding bottles on the back of it. And the reason I got doors and all that on it is because I really hate to see the big mess with all the cables draped everywhere, and want to be able to just kind of close it up and get it out of its way. So, but also didn't want to interfere with productivity. So we got these slides up here that I made where the drawers just the doors just slide back so you can get full access to everything all the way around it. And we've got a front door there that we made, and that's what I'm doing today, is working on the handles and hinges for that. So the style on this, you know, it's just kind of an industrial look with the rivets and the copper rivets in it. So kind of doing something more, you know, on an aircraft style theme. I took a piece of 2-inch copper that I had left over from something else I was working on, and then you know, scribed a line down the center, used my little porta band here to cut that out. And this is pretty recently added. And if you've never used one of these or don't have one, and you do any kind of metal fabrication at all, and you want something that doesn't take up a lot of room, this is a must-have. This thing is just so handy to have to, you know, cut out parts that are irregular shaped and whatnot. It does a nice job. Plus it's small, and like you say, I got it clamped to the table. You can just, when you're done with it, you just put it in the corner or up on the shelf or get it out of the way. By the way, you see some shelves there that are just getting to installed. I haven't finished those up. I got another one as well, so got to get those added and get some of this stuff that's on the floor up and out of it. But anyway, so this 2-inch piece of copper I cut down the middle on the bandsaw, and then rounded the edges on the bandsaw, and I'm going to bend this up into to a handle to go on both of those doors on the sides. And then here's the handle that I made that goes on the front. This is actually out of the 2-inch wide, so it's got a 2-inch width to it. And so I took a piece of aluminum stock and turned it down on the milling machine and created a little shoulder on it there, so that we can, you know, basically this is just going to be a handle to open and close the front door. So anyway, so I thought I'd make a video of this. Gosh, I'm talking forever in here, as usual. Thought I'd make a video showing this, and so I'm going to bend this up, and what I started doing was milling out these slots here to create a little bit of a relief to make the bend go a little easier. And having a problem with the 1/8 end mill I'm using. I've broken 2 of them already. This copper is so soft, the chips don't fly out of there. They just kind of want to gum up, and then when you get chips gummed up in the path, that you know, you don't get them evacuated out of there, and you end up breaking a tool. So we'll get that figured out and go from there. Alright, well, we got the slots milled out, and we've got some lines or center punch marks laid out for some holes that we're going to drill with countersink. So, and then on these slots that we milled, because the copper is so soft, it just kind of chews up the edges, doesn't really mill very well. I'm going to run a countersink bit on that, so we'll get that teed up and get that going. Alright, well, I don't think I showed any video of this, but the controller, the motor, all the spindle, the gearing, everything in this I've done upgrades on in preparation for hopefully converting it to CNC here in the next, you know, I don't know, few months or a year. But this thing had this intermediary transmission spindle that had all plastic gears in it, and they all pretty much ripped to shreds, just really cheap. So this is a belt drive conversion to get rid of that intermediate shaft, and a 3 horsepower 6,000 RPM motor upgrade over the 2,000 RPM 1 horsepower that came stock with it. So anyway, we've got one hole drilled here. We're going to walk through the process of drilling another one, and this is the tooling that we're using: a 1/4 inch pilot, 1/2 inch hole, and then final hole size, and then opening it up, chamfering with a nice wide chamfer to kind of create that aircraft style look to it. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get this set up and get going. All right, well, we picked up our center punch mark there, so we'll go ahead and get going. We'll put this on about 1200 RPMs or so. And this is a 1/4 inch pilot bit. Just bump the RPMs up just a little more. Alright, so we'll change it out and put the 1/2 inch bit in. Alright, this is the 1/2 inch bit. Alright, countersink now. Alright, we got our holes drilled, the slots machined just to create some reliefs to help the bend be a little crisper. And so we're going to throw it in the press over here. And I've got one of these Swag off-road finger brakes, press brakes. And so we can put a bend in the thick stuff there. So we'll go ahead and throw it up in there and see if we can get them bent. Alright, well, we got it all fitted up there, clamped in place, and I think on the dimensions of it, it sticks out a little further than I wanted, but you know, there's plenty of room to get your hand in there and not bang your hand against stuff, so I guess it'll work. But anyway, we got one bent up there. We got to drill the holes and everything in the other one, and then we'll get the front door mounted, and we'll be all set. So I just wanted to make a video. Hadn't made one in a long time. Just messing around with this kind of stuff out here, nothing major. Doing some cleanup, organizing, and that kind of thing. For all the painter friends out there, I got this cabinet all set up with all my paint stuff. Durablocks in there. It needs to be cleaned. Sandpaper rolls that go with the Durablocks. Some more Scotch-Brite and stuff. Tape and masking paper. And then all my paint guns and stuff that go with the paint guns all in one drawer. So anyway, that's a wrap. Just a miscellaneous update here. Take care.